There is something happening to you at work right now that nobody will say out loud. Not your manager. Not HR. Not the colleague who sits next to you and watches everything unfold in silence. Nobody will say it. But you feel it every single day. You walk into that office and something is different. The energy shifts when you enter a room. You are left off emails that you should be on. You are excluded from meetings that directly involve your work. Your contributions are ignored in front of everyone and then used quietly without your name attached to them. And yet nobody has called you in and told you that your job is at risk. Nobody has handed you a formal warning. Everything on paper looks completely normal. But nothing feels normal. And the question that is keeping you up at night is not, am I doing something wrong? The question is, do they want me to leave? Because if they wanted to fire you, they would have fired you by now. So why haven't they? The answer to that question is darker than most people realize. And it is exactly what this video is going to expose. Because what your boss is doing to you right now has a name. It is a deliberate psychological strategy. It is used in workplaces all over the world every single day. And once you see it, you will never unsee it. Welcome to MindVault. If this is your first time here, this is the channel that decodes exactly what is happening inside toxic workplaces using real psychology and no corporate spin. Hit subscribe right now because this channel posts every week and every video is built for people who deserve to know the truth about what is being done to them. Hit the like button right now because it helps this reach someone who needs it today. Now let us get into the 7 signs. Sign 1. They have quietly removed your responsibilities without any explanation. Think back to when you first started this job. You had a clear role. A defined set of responsibilities. Things that belonged to you professionally. Things that made you feel like you had a purpose and a place inside the organization. Now look at what you actually do every day. Have projects been reassigned without a conversation? Has your workload been quietly redistributed to other people while you are left with the scraps? Have you been moved off accounts or teams or initiatives that were once clearly yours? This is called role erosion. And it is never accidental. When a manager wants someone to leave without firing them, the first move is always to remove the work. Because a person without meaningful work in an environment that values output above everything else will eventually feel so purposeless and invisible that leaving starts to feel like their own idea. They are not reorganizing the team. They are reorganizing you out of it. Sign 2. You are being excluded from meetings and communications that directly involve your work. You find out about decisions that affect you after they have already been made. You are not on the email thread. You were not in the room. Nobody thought to include you. Except it was not that nobody thought to include you. It is that somebody specifically decided not to. Exclusion in a workplace is rarely accidental. Organizations run on communication and information. Being left out of that flow is not an oversight. It is a message. The message is you are no longer considered relevant to the direction we are going. You are no longer being invested in. You are no longer inside the circle of people we are building this with. Exclusion is one of the most psychologically damaging things a workplace can do to a person because human beings are wired for belonging. And when belonging is removed without explanation, the mind goes into overdrive trying to understand what it did wrong. Which is exactly where your manager wants you. Confused. Destabilized. Questioning yourself. Sign 3. Your manager has stopped investing in your development. There was a time when your manager talked to you about growth. About where you were headed. About skills you could develop and opportunities coming up that might suit you. Those conversations have stopped. No more development plans. No more mentions of upcoming opportunities. No more feedback that is designed to help you improve. The only feedback you receive now is critical, and it is never accompanied by any genuine interest in helping you do better. When a manager stops investing in your development, it means one thing clearly. They are not building a future with you in it. And why would you invest in someone you are hoping will not be around much longer? Development conversations are a signal of intention. And the absence of them is a signal too. The loudest one your manager will ever send you without saying a single word. Stop for a second. I genuinely want to know. Has your manager stopped having development conversations with you? Has the investment in your growth quietly disappeared? Drop it in the comments right now. Tell me when you first noticed it happening. Because your experience matters here, and I read every single comment on this channel. Now let us keep going. Sign 4. They are documenting everything you do but telling you nothing. You have started to notice a pattern. Every small mistake is being noted. Every minor delay is being recorded. Every conversation that previously would have been a quick informal chat is now happening over email or in meetings with a third person present who has no obvious reason to be there. This is called building a paper trail. And in the corporate world it serves one very specific purpose. Your manager is creating documented evidence of performance issues. Not to help you improve. Not to open a genuine performance management conversation with you. But to create a legal and procedural paper trail that would justify termination if they eventually decide to go that route. But here is the thing. Building a paper trail takes time and energy. If your manager is going to all this effort rather than simply having a direct conversation with you about expectations, it tells you something important. They want you gone, but they want you to make it easy for them. And if you do not make it easy by quitting, they are laying the groundwork to make it harder for you to fight back later. Sign 5. They have started giving you work that is designed to make you fail. The assignments you are receiving now are different from before. Unrealistic deadlines. Vague briefs with no clear success criteria. Projects with insufficient resources or support. Tasks that are technically within your job description but are structured in a way that makes successful completion almost impossible. This is not incompetent management. This is deliberate. When a manager wants to build a case for poor performance or simply wants to make someone's experience miserable enough that they choose to leave, they will engineer failure. They will give you the rope and then document that you did not climb it. And when you raise concerns about the deadline or the resources or the lack of clarity, they will make a note of that too. Because in their narrative your concerns become evidence of a negative attitude rather than evidence of a manager who set you up to fail from the beginning. Sign 6. Your manager is cold and professional in a way they never were before. There was a time when your relationship with your manager had warmth in it. Small talk. A sense of being seen as a human being rather than just a function. Now the interaction is transactional and cold. They answer your questions but offer nothing extra. They acknowledge your presence but without the basic human warmth that used to make the working relationship functional. Psychologists who study workplace ostracism describe this as social death by 1,000 cuts. The gradual withdrawal of warmth and human connection from a working relationship as a way of communicating rejection without ever having to say the words. It is designed to make you feel unwelcome in your own workplace. And unwelcome people eventually leave. Not because they were pushed. But because every single day the environment communicated loudly and clearly that there is no longer a place for them here. If any of these 6 signs are describing your situation right now, please share this video. Not for the numbers. For the person in your life who is going through exactly this and does not have the words for what is being done to them. One share from you today might be the thing that helps someone finally understand that they are not imagining it. Share it now. And let us get to the final sign. This one is the most important one of all. Sign 7. Your instincts have been telling you for months and you have been arguing with them. This is the sign that supersedes all the others. Your gut has known something was wrong long before you found this video. Long before you started searching for an explanation. Long before you started paying attention to the patterns. Your body felt it first. That slight unease when your manager walks into the room. That specific silence after you speak in a meeting. That feeling in your chest when you see your name left off another email thread. That voice inside you that keeps saying something is not right here no matter how many times your rational mind tries to explain it away. Human beings are extraordinarily good at detecting social rejection. We evolved to notice when we are being pushed out of a group because historically being pushed out of a group was life-threatening. Your nervous system is running ancient software that is specifically designed to pick up on the signals your manager is sending. And it has been picking them up correctly. The problem is not that your instincts are wrong. The problem is that the professional environment taught you to distrust them. To find rational explanations. To give the benefit of the doubt. To not be dramatic. To be professional. But your instincts were never wrong. You were just trained to ignore the most reliable information you have. Let me bring all 7 signs together. Your responsibilities have been quietly removed. You are being excluded from communications that involve your own work. Your manager has stopped investing in your development. Everything you do is being documented but nobody is telling you why. You are being given work that is structured for you to fail. The human warmth in your working relationship has completely disappeared. And your instincts have been sounding the alarm for longer than you have been willing to admit. This is not a performance problem. This is not a you problem. This is a strategy. A deliberate, calculated, psychologically damaging strategy being used against you by someone who does not have the integrity to look you in the eye and tell you the truth. Because firing someone costs money. Triggers legal obligations. Creates paperwork and processes and potential disputes. But if you quit if they can make your working life uncomfortable enough that you walk out that door on your own, then none of that applies. They get the outcome they want. And they pay nothing for it. That is what is being done to you. And now that you know it is happening, you have a choice to make. Not their choice. Not the choice they have been engineering you toward for months. Your choice. On your terms. In your time. Before you go, I want you to do 4 things. First, drop a comment below and tell me how many of these 7 signs are happening to you right now. Just a number. 1 through 7. You do not have to explain anything. Just drop the number and know that every person who reads it in this comments section understands exactly what that number means. Second, hit the like button right now. It costs you nothing and it helps this video reach someone who is sitting in their car outside work right now trying to understand why everything feels so wrong. Third, share this video. Send it to someone who needs to hear that they are not imagining what is being done to them. And fourth, subscribe to MindVault. Because next week we are going into something that is going to make your blood boil. We are breaking down exactly why the hardest working people in every office are almost always the lowest paid. And why your company is counting on you never figuring out why. You deserve to know the truth about your workplace. And this channel is where that truth lives. I will see you next time.